For Colin Garland. Colin Garland, you guys. Oh, all right, buddy. There you go. Colin Garland.
It's only up a second.
Oh, yeah, I'm number 1. You're number 2. That's second.
After you, Rob. All right, is everyone ready to have a good time tonight?
Yeah.
Are we here to laugh?
Yeah.
All right, come on, let's hear it. All right, yeah. All right, let's talk. I'm glad that you're all happy now. Let's talk about something depressing for a second. I know that it's comedy night and we're all here to laugh and I'm supposed to be telling jokes and making with a ha-ha. But there's something that I have to get off my chest. I recently came forward and wrote publicly for the first time about a pretty traumatic time in my life. I was molested by a priest. Now, it's going to be published nationally next month, and I hope you'll all read it, but I'd like to read an excerpt here, and maybe in some small way, I can help somebody here in this room tonight. Pardon me. Dear Penthouse, I never thought I'd be writing a letter like this, but the most amazing thing happened to me last Sunday. Now, I'm the furthest thing from gay, but you know what they say about men in uniform? It's so true. I knew I was getting Father O'Malley a little hot under the collar when he offered me a second glass of wine at communion. He was a real spare the rod, spoil the child kind of guy. Oh no, I'm kidding. That's wrong. That's sick. I don't understand why anyone would want to have sex with a child. I mean, how good can they be? Outside of a handful of Cub Scouts and an altar boy here and there, nobody that age has any kind of real experience. I think it would just be, you know, awkward. But we all have our own sexual peccadillos, or own little kinks, the little things that make us special. Like, for instance, I live in West Hollywood, and I like to sleep with women. Now, I know what you're saying. Colin, how do you deal with all the prejudice? All the discrimination? And I gotta tell you, at first it was rough. You know, all the rude stares in the latte shops, all the ugly whispering I hear in the curio stores. That whole, like, what are you doing here? I get when I walk into Gaymart. You know, just browsing. But, I swear to God, I walked by the French Marketplace restaurant one time and I could have sworn I heard this guy say, "He must be lost. All the sports bars are in Glendale." But, you know, it's cool. People are generally cool, and I'm getting to be fairly open and comfortable with my heterosexuality at this point. And that's a great thing about LA. Everyone's so open-minded, you know? Like, in Boston, I'm from Boston. If you're a guy who goes tanning, or gets his hands manicured, or likes show tunes, or, I don't know, fucks other guys, they might call you gay. And you can catch some flack over that, but in Hollywood, you know, you're just a Scientologist. And you might get to marry Nicole Kidman. It's a pretty cool town, man. Any Scientologists in the house tonight?
Yeah!
I just want, hey, do you know when the mothership's landing, man? Okay, let's base a religion on the writings of a third-rate sci-fi novelist. I mean, if you're gonna pick one of those guys, pick somebody good. What about Gene Roddenberry, the Star Trek guy, you know? You know, you're sitting in church and the minister or Klingon or cyborg or whatever comes up to the podium and he's like, "And now I'd like to read a psalm from the book of Spock." And the Lord said unto Kirk, "Offer me weekly sacrifices of unimportant characters in red shirts." And the Lord also said unto Kirk, "Let all the homosexual actors marry supermodels for PR reasons." And he saw the video rental numbers for Vanilla Sky. They were good. I don't know. I guess my main problem with Scientology is that I was raised Christian, and you know, I can believe in a God that you know, allows bad things to happen to good people and allows evil people to prosper and allows war, pestilence, suffering, but he says he loves us. Little codependence, I think, but okay, I'll go with that, you know. But a God that tells me that Battlefield Earth was a good movie?
Fuck on!
My faith is not predicated on whether or not I buy the collector's edition DVD of Swordfish. I'm sorry. But I have friends who are like, Colin, you shouldn't be so hard on Scientologists because, you know, all religions really, they're all cults. And maybe so if you want to get, you know, all into it. But to me, I think it's more a matter of degrees. Like, let's see, Bible in a hotel room, religion. Flyer outside a strip club, cult. You know, collection plate at mass, religion. Upturned tambourine passed around an airport, cult. Wine at communion, religion. Peyote laced breakfast mimosas at Mimi Rogers' house, cult. I don't know, man. Like, I'm just kidding. Scientologists are good people. They throw good parties. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, but... Like I said, I'm from Boston, and like many, many people in Boston, some Irish blood. And I guess one of my favorite things about being Irish is that we're the only ethnic group that has a whole holiday dedicated to our own negative stereotype. What do you do when you go out on St. Patty's Day? You get fucking hammered because you're celebrating the Irish and we're all a bunch of drunks. You people think we're like going out, waking up on St. Patty's Day going, what a glorious day to be an alcoholic. You don't know we need 5 months chips from AA. But Father O'Malley, shut the fuck up. Tell me where a man can get a rub in a tug from a tall girl. I know, but like the thing is, you don't even have to be Irish to get hammered on St. Patty's Day. Everyone feels like they have to do it. It's not like I go out on Chinese New Year and try and drive poorly. I don't spend Cinco de Mayo rigging up a Trans Am with black lights. You know, Hanukkah's not spent knocking doors, you know, going, can I do your taxes? My Bastille Day is not about giving wine to children and looking for Germans to surrender to people. But, okay, well, I guess, you know, we're all to blame a little bit for, the Irish are all to blame for the stereotype because we buy into it, you know, like, my Nana, like, she used to say, Colin, God created liquor so the Irish wouldn't take over the world. But she also said that God created the bagpipe so the Scottish wouldn't sweep the brandy. She was a weird lady. My buddy Chip Sullivan, Chippa, he's from Massachusetts, so he's about the biggest masshole. And you know the term masshole. Yeah, dude. Yeah, buddy. He's about as Irish as they come, and he used to say, dude, it's just like potato chips, you can't just have one. It's like, yeah, but I've never heard about anybody waking up on the floor of a Tijuana hotel room next to a 14-year-old hooker and an empty case of Pringles. And everybody wants to go out and get drunk on and claim that they're Irish on St. Patty's Day. What's that about? Like, people who obviously aren't Irish. Like, invariably, St. Patty's Day, I'm in a pub, Guinness in front of me, because, you know, the drinking thing's true. And there's a guy next to me who's obviously not Irish. And he goes, you know, I'm half Irish. Oh, really, Toshi? That's fascinating. Didn't realize Dublin had a Koreatown. We'll have to go out for like boiled cabbage and sushi. All right, well, that's my time. Thank you very much.